What if I told you that the deadliest creatures on Earth are not lions, sharks, or snakes, but animals so small you could crush them with your finger? Creatures you swat away, step over, or never even notice. Yet they silently kill hundreds of thousands of humans every year. In the natural world, size is an illusion because true power doesn't roar. It strikes unseen. When it comes to the natural world, size is not always an indicator of power or impact. Some of the smallest animals on Earth possess abilities that can affect humans in profound ways. Despite their tiny stature, these creatures command attention due to their biological adaptations and unique mechanisms for survival. The mosquito is perhaps the most notorious among small animals, affecting humans. Measuring only a few millimeters in length, this insect has an outsized impact due to its role in spreading diseases such as malaria, dengue, Zika virus, and yellow fever. Globally, mosquitoes are responsible for approximately 725,000 fatalities annually, highlighting how such a tiny insect can influence public health, agriculture, and even economies. Their ability to adapt to diverse climates and reproduce rapidly makes them a persistent challenge in tropical and subtropical regions. Another fascinating creature is the cone snail, a small marine mollusk that may only reach a few centimeters in length. While its appearance is unassuming, the cone snail possesses a highly specialized venomous harpoon used to immobilize prey. This venom contains a complex cocktail of toxins that affect the nervous system, and interactions with humans are extremely serious. On average, cone snails are linked to around 100 human incidents annually. Interestingly, scientists study the snail's venom for potential medical applications, including painkillers and neurological treatments. The box jellyfish, often found in the coastal waters of the Indo-Pacific region, is another example of a tiny yet formidable animal. Its translucent, cube-shaped bell can reach up to 30 centimeters across, with tentacles extending several meters. Box jellyfish tentacles contain specialized cells called psittacites, which release venom that rapidly affects the cardiovascular and nervous systems. Approximately 50 human cases are reported yearly, making this jellyfish a creature that commands both respect and caution. Lastly, the blue-ringed octopus, one of the ocean's smallest cephalopods, is visually striking with bright blue rings across its body, measuring only 12 to 20 centimeters. This octopus carries potent neurotoxins capable of causing serious physiological effects. Human incidents are rare, with roughly 3 cases per year, but its presence serves as a reminder that size does not determine the level of biological sophistication or protective capability. These animals illustrate an important lesson. In nature, adaptation and efficiency often outweigh size. Mosquitoes, cone snails, box jellyfish, and blue-ringed octopuses have evolved precise biological tools that allow them to thrive and defend themselves, making them fascinating subjects of study for scientists and naturalists alike. Despite their small frames, their impact on human life is a testament to the complexity and ingenuity of the natural world. And the list doesn't end there. Hidden in forests, rivers, soil, and even inside our own homes are creatures so small they escape fear, yet they shape human history more than any apex predator ever could. Take the freshwater snail. Slow, silent, and almost invisible in shallow waters, it plays a central role in spreading schistosomiasis, a parasitic disease that affects over 200 million people worldwide. The snail itself never attacks humans, yet it serves as a biological gateway for parasites that damage organs, stunt growth, and weaken entire populations. It is a perfect example of indirect power, where harm is delivered not through force, but through biology. Then, there are ticks. Tiny, flat, and easily overlooked. Ticks are among the most efficient disease carriers on the planet. Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain, spotted fever, and other serious infections spread through a bite that often goes unnoticed. Unlike predators that hunt, ticks wait patiently, sensing heat and carbon dioxide, latching on without sound or warning. Their danger lies in persistence, not aggression. Even microscopic life joins this quiet hierarchy of killers. Certain bacteria and parasites, organisms so small they require powerful microscopes to detect, have shaped wars, collapsed civilizations, and rewritten medical science. Plague, cholera, tuberculosis, and influenza didn't need claws or teeth. They needed only time, proximity, and biology. What makes these creatures truly terrifying isn't just their lethality. Humans are wired to fear what we can see. Sharp teeth, massive size, loud roars. But nature doesn't operate on fear. It operates on efficiency. The deadliest organisms don't announce themselves. They blend in, adapt quickly, reproduce rapidly, and exploit weaknesses in larger systems, whether that system is an ecosystem, a city, or the human body itself. This is the real lesson of the natural world. Dominance isn't about strength. It's about strategy. Small animals don't overpower humans. They outsmart biology, bypass defenses, and turn our own complexity against us. Modern medicine, sanitation, and technology exist largely because of these tiny threats. Entire scientific fields were born, not from lions or sharks, but from insects, parasites, and venom measured in micrograms. And yet, despite centuries of progress, these creatures remain undefeated. Mosquitoes still evolve resistance. Bacteria still mutate. Venoms still outperform synthetic drugs. Nature continues to remind us that intelligence and adaptation outweigh brute force every time. So the next time you swat a mosquito, step over a snail, or admire a tiny creature without concern. Remember this, the most powerful forces on Earth don't need size, speed, or sound. They only need opportunity. Because in nature, true power doesn't roar. It survives. It adapts. And it strikes unseen. And that unseen strike is exactly what makes these creatures unstoppable. They don't chase us, we walk into their world every day. A single stagnant puddle, an unnoticed bite, a moment of contact is all it takes. No warning, no drama, just biology doing what it has perfected over millions of years. Humans often believe intelligence puts us above nature, yet these organisms exploit intelligence itself. Our cities create breeding grounds. Our global travel moves diseases faster than any animal ever could. Our attempts to control them force rapid evolution, turning once manageable species into resistant, smarter threats. In trying to dominate nature, we unintentionally sharpen its deadliest weapons. What's most unsettling is that these creatures don't act with malice. There is no intent, no aggression, no awareness of destruction. A mosquito feeds. A bacteria divides. A venomous animal defends itself. The devastation that follows is simply collateral, a reminder that nature doesn't recognize morality, only survival. This is why the smallest killers are the hardest to defeat. You can hunt a predator. You can fence it out. You can see it coming. But you cannot outrun evolution. You cannot intimidate a virus. You cannot scare an insect that is already won by existing everywhere. Even today, with satellites, laboratories, and advanced medicine, humanity remains vulnerable to creatures smaller than a grain of rice. The mutation here, a resistance there. And suddenly, the balance shifts again. History has shown this pattern repeatedly, progress followed by outbreaks. Control followed by adaptation. Yet there is a strange respect in this reality. These animals and organisms are not villains. They are masterpieces of efficiency. They prove that survival is not about being the biggest or strongest, but about being perfectly designed for your environment. They are living evidence that evolution favors precision over power. In the end, the deadliest creatures on Earth aren't monsters hiding in the shadows. They're reminders. Reminders that humans are part of nature, not above it. That dominance is temporary, and that the smallest life forms can shape the fate of the largest species. Because the true rulers of this planet don't stand at the top of the food chain, they exist beneath our notice, beneath our skin, and sometimes within our blood. And that is the most uncomfortable truth of all. Humanity's greatest enemies are not external beasts, but forces woven into the same biological fabric we depend on to live. The line between survival and extinction has never been drawn by claws or fangs. It's drawn at the microscopic level. Every breath we take, every step we make, every drop of water we drink, is a negotiation with unseen life. Our immune system, it is not armor, it's a battlefield. Millions of microscopic encounters happen inside us daily, most ending quietly, unnoticed. But when the balance tips, even slightly, the consequences can ripple across continents. This is why outbreaks don't start with chaos, they start with silence. One infection becomes 10. 10 become thousands. Before fear spreads, biology already has. By the time humans react, the smallest creatures have already done what they do best, adapt faster than we can respond. Ironically, these threats have also driven humanity's greatest breakthroughs. Vaccines, antibiotics, public sanitation, and modern medicine exist because tiny organisms forced us to evolve intellectually. In a strange way, they sharpened our species. Without them, progress would have been slower. Complacency. Far greater. But the advantage never stays permanent. Nature never stops experimenting. Every treatment we create applies pressure, and pressure creates resistance. What we cure today may return tomorrow stronger, faster, and harder to control. It's an endless arms race, fought not with weapons, but with genes. And here's the final twist. These small creatures don't need to win forever. They only need moments. Moments of carelessness. Moments of imbalance. Moments where humans Forget how fragile dominance truly is. In those moments, the illusion of control collapses. So when we speak of the deadliest creatures on Earth, we shouldn't imagine monsters lurking in jungles or oceans. We should think of adaptability, of patience, of life, so efficient it thrives, without being seen. Because, in the story of Earth, power has never belonged to the loudest or the largest. It belongs to what survives when everything else fails.